Saturday asubuhi tulifika usiku.
We used to fly, guys. Kibuja was late for all their flights.
I was not late. I was not late.
Yeah. What are you?
I got there on time.
They just got there earlier.
Yeah. They have to wait for the only MC with an LLB. Mambo ya kuja kungoja. No.
So kwanza auditions tuliambia watu wakuje audition sana. Wacha nianze na Kibunja. Keri nasikia nikikutajataja nasikia naanza kulia hapa hivi. Ngoja kidogo. Kibunja umeenda ground, umeona hawa si wakikam. Kwanza kuna talent uliona huko kwa mtaa zenye ulifeel hizi talent manze zingekam through, ni venye tu maybe kulikuwa na Kakiru hivi.
Kulikuwa na mmoja alikuwa anaimba reggae pale Nakuru. In fact ni venye tu sijui unaweza mtoa wapi. Nataka tu sign contract na nipatie tu hiyo chorus. Hiyo chorus ndio kimbia nayo. Hiyo chorus ni kali sana. Ni barabara ding dang de. Huyo alikuwa noma sana. Alafu kuna mse mmoja tu kuweza kuexperience fully. Alikuwa anapika chapo. To explain the process venye yeye ufanya. But sasa since I don't think we had carried the essential commodities.
Hata sasa angepita quarters aende sehemu angepika chapo aina gani.
Direct angefika tu hadi finals atupike. Amaza avocado. Unamwona challenge.
Kuna kijana umetaja na kunga kumbuka boy fulani Keri aliletea hapa alisahau mistari hapo hivyo. Ni best yangu sana by the way. Nikafeel alikuwa amelia man and I feel I've not given my best. Sasa wezi nirudisha wezi nini, lakini tuliongea na yeye alikuwa hata ameamua anaachana na mambo ya spoken word. So si uchapiana tu ako sawa saa hizi.
Sasa ako sawa.
Anangoja season 2. Amesha cram mpaka za season 2.
Itabidi anze rehearsal kuanzia leo hadi tu announce season 2.
Carry out the experience, you know, just seeing people ulipatana nao very very afraid, you know, with fear na tetemeka kwa stage. Saa hizi manze nikiona the rough wako na confidence. Confidence, man.
I think it's been a very beautiful journey. It's been one of those journeys where you start with people who are raw, afraid, and then you just see them bloom. And Karis, I don't want to assume everyone who's tuned in today knows what the rough is. I think we need to give a proper introduction.
Lazima tuwachapie.
Yes, so the rough is actually a concept that came about, part of the missions team, and of course our sponsor, who if you watch the show you'll get to know who it is, and the team right here at Hope Media. We came together and the point was to get children between 18 and 24. I'm calling them children because kuna mtu anaongelesha watu asemanga watu wako 18 to 24 bado akili hajamaliza.
Kwanza hata ukiangalia miaka yako,
even the guys I dated when I was that age, anyway, tusiende hiyo topic.
Ushaingia dating kidogo ilikuwa talent sasa ndio dating.
So bado mind iko fully formed. And so this young gifted, some of them you watch them and you just want to cry. They are so good. So we started in when we started Eldoret, Kisumu.
Mulienda Kisumu, mukaenda Eldoret, mukaenda Mombasa.
Nakuru.
Mulienda Eldoret, alafu weekend mukaenda Nakuru, alafu mukaenda, nakumbuka hizo zote kwa sababu nilikuwa naachwa hapa hivi.
Here's some wounds. Please niombeeni msamaha.
Mbona hujaomba msamaha?
We are good.
Because Karis really loves young people. If you guys don't know, Karis actually hosts a Saturday show for teens every Saturday 10 a.m. So he loves young people.
I love what you guys are doing.
So he could agree to send me to go. So anyway, the point is, it has been such a beautiful journey. I stand on stage now as we go to the semi-finals this weekend. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. live on Hope TV. And if you want to be an in-house guest, you can DM us and we'll figure out how to get you into the the audience. But mimi nasikianga tu emotions kwanza when you wametoka na you are attached. Kush hauna roho.
Kush namkujia tu sahi. Kuna kijana refugee manze. Ukijana ni mnomo.
Anaitwa Bobo.
Ule tall.
Akimana.
Si ati nampigia debe. Whether he goes with the money or doesn't go with the money, that boy has something, man. So I'm just telling you, me watch. Kuna mwingine nilimpata hapa hivi, sijui kama ako semis, alikuwa anasema ana cram hapa spoken word on Friday nikikam. Nikamwambia hebu kam. Boy. Kijana anapiga na Kizungu Kiswahili hivi, akanipigia peace. bas Manu nikamsikiza nikamwambia mi watch nikamshow mi nimekuwa nikikuona nikampatia tips hapa hivi sana kwa spacing nini nikasema kijana pia akipata Kirus jo like I'm already attached, that's what I'm saying.
Coach Karis in the building.
Coach Karis.
Karis nani ya
Baby,
nyumba?
Coach Karis.
mi uona siwezi nikawadanganya kush
Yeah.
niliwaenda audition wacha na nikaperform
Oh, no.
pale
Is that
LD wacha niambie kush kwanza Kenya napendea Kenya new do na after auditions nikaulizwa kama kwetu tuko na jembe nikasema tuko na jembe ama ninjo akaniambia enda lima wakaniambia enda lima wakaniambia niende nilime hiyo story imefanya nini siwezi mziki imeni damage vinoma nimekuwa nikiona Kenya mnadu na sijaona mtu ame discourage talent hata mlipatia madhe fulani pale opportunity ilikuwa LD opportunity kabisa ule police officer nikasema at least you guys are not breaking people's hearts vile yangu it'll break you. What is the hardest part of being a judge?
I think the hardest is you being the one to say to maybe tell them they're not moving on to the next level. I think that's one of the hardest things because you see you get attached, you love because you've seen them grow from ile time uliwa meet waki audition. So right now you're like nikanilo mona venye wamekuwa waki-improve and then now it gets to this point where some people must go home and there's nothing we can do about it and the show must continue. So I think the heartbreaking part is, when you have to choose some and leave out some. Yeah.
Na umekuwa attached to a few wenye roho yako imeparangasha?
I think for me it's majority of them. Like I have different love for each of them because anytime I get to look at them like I see myself. Naona kwenye mimi manze nilianza nikiwa msanii nikistruggle, nikitry kuandika muziki, nikitry ile kujulikana manze. It was a hustle and no one was giving you platforms just like that. So when I see them, I see the hustle which I had to go through. So I can't relate to the passion which they have. But at the same time I do understand just because you have a talent, it's not a guarantee that you're going to pursue it. It's not a guarantee that you're going to become a successful musician, spoken word artist. I started out as a musician. Right now a lot of people know me better as a media personality compared to what I was doing in music. So I'm like I was encouraging them. I'm telling them cheki seasons itakam na zipite, unaweza kwa ndio kitu umeanza nayo but it doesn't mean this is the only thing you're going to do in your life. So if you get a no right now or you're not able to push forward, it doesn't mean your life is done. You can do other things. And I say this, if you have an opportunity to be in school to study, go in school and go and study. Have the papers. It's important. Wengine wetu ilibidi tumepiga unajua life ikujipa venye tulikuwa tunataka but at the end of it all we are glad where we are because we had to use what we had. So I tell them this is not the final destination. And you'll only be singers but you'll never pursue music because maybe you don't have that stamina ama iyo grace ya kupush because kwa music manzi watu watakushono watu watakwambia kwanza uwezi hizo ngoma zako ni unajua watu kushow vitu mob. So kama manzi una hiyo roho ngumu kwa hii industry you'll be so frustrated and you won't be able to do it, especially if you rely on people telling you Good. Yes, we support you. Well done.
Must snap every time.
The only well done, good and faithful servant we want is from God.
Yes.
Not from people.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's the only one.
Kush ningekwambia back in the days. Yesu tu aliniokoa na Yesu pia amekuokoa.
Hey,
sini Mungu. Acha tulipe bills hapa, alafu tukamtuongele semi-finals manze.
Yeah.
Good news for all residents of Eldoret Town. Kingdom Bank, a subsidiary of Cooperative Bank, has set up a branch in town at Corner House, Kenyatta Avenue, opposite School Depot in Eldoret. Kingdom Bank is here to deliver their services to chamas, businesses, salaried individuals, schools, churches, and SACCOs, among many other institutions. The branch is set to provide accounts, business loans, salary check-off loans, micro-chama loans, and trade finance solutions. For more information, visit the branch or call 0709 881300.
Kingdom Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
You are a woman, eh? You can't make it. What about your family? Who will represent you there? You don't have all that money, sweetheart.
Women in business face many challenges as they seek to succeed. In this month's CETA Women's Ministry production, we engage with 2 women entrepreneurs as they share their stories. Listen to their challenges, successes, and their godly business principles. Tune into Hope FM, Hope TV, and the station Facebook and YouTube handles at Hope FM Live and Hope TV Kenya on the 25th of February 2023 from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. to catch this eye-opening conversation. All ladies are welcome.
Junior's ultimate resolve is to make it out of Kibera. His talent is clearly not the easy way out. Not for him and not for his soccer brothers. So they turned to the gun. The plan was to do 1 or 2 quick jobs. But before they know it, they are being hunted. They are in too deep. It's not a plan anymore. It's a game of life. A game of survival. Catch all the drama. Watch only on Showmax. Sign up at showmax.com.
Touchdown. Game on. Listen.
Good evening. Michael Olunga produced a second half of brace as Qatari Al Duwahir knocked out Al-Shabaab 2-1 to prevent the All-Saudi clash in the last 4 of the AFC Champions League last evening. Hernan Crespo's Al Duwahir will now meet Al Hilal on Sunday to decide the top team in the West Asian after the holders and the title favorite from the Saudi Arabian side edged out Iranian Fulad 1-0 in the other quarter-final match. Kenyan Olunga was the star for Al Duwahir with his 2 clinical finishes against Al-Shabaab, who remarkably had 6 clean sheets in the tournament leading up to their latest match. Al Duwahir had dominated the exchange for most of the part of the encounter, but could only break the deadlock in the 75th minute. To the English football end, Ruben Sellers has been appointed as Southampton manager until the end of the season. The Premier League bottom club sacked Nathaniel Jones after 95 days in charge early this month, having dismissed Ralph Hasenhalt in November last year. Sellers' appointment comes after talks with former Leeds United manager Jesse Marsh broke down. The Saints defeated Chelsea on Saturday in the Spaniard. The Sellers are 1 game as interim manager after Jones sacking. Prior to the Saints' victory over Chelsea, the 39-year-old had confirmed that he wanted to become the club's next permanent manager. Coming back home, and Football Kenya Premier League side Mathare United have completed the signing of Harambee Stars defender David Cheche Ochieng on a deal that will keep him at the club until the end of the season. The centre defender makes a return to the Slum Boys for a second stint, having served the club in 2020-2021 season. Played a key role in helping the team remain in the top tier, joining Posta Rangers in the subsequent term. His signing is a timely booster for the Slum Boys, who recently lost a key defender, Lennox Ogutu. The centre defender was suspended by FKF alongside their teammate Alphonse Ndonye on alleged involvement in match fixing. To the English Premier League weekend action, and Arsenal can temporarily re-establish a 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League table when they travel to meet Leicester City in tomorrow's clash at the King Power Stadium. Elsewhere, Manchester City will be looking to bounce back from successful draws when they travel to the Vitality Stadium to face off with Bournemouth, as Everton welcome Aston Villa to the Goodison Park. Meanwhile, after being demolished 5-2 by Real Madrid, Liverpool return to the Premier League action with glum faces as they prepare to take on Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park, as West Ham will be endeavouring to climb up out of the Premier League relegation when they welcome Nottingham Forest to the London Stadium. And finally, in the Spanish La Liga, in the latest installment of the Madrid Derby will take place tomorrow at the Bernabeu, as Real Madrid welcome bitter rivals Atletico Madrid in the Spanish top flight. And coming back to the English football, and the inaugural piece of domestic silverware will be up for grab on Sunday at the Wembley Stadium. Manchester United will be taking on Newcastle United, as both will be contending to end their respectful silverware-less streaks. United thumped Nottingham Forest 5-0 on aggregate to book their final ticket to the Showpiece event, while Ed Howe's Rising Stars defeated Southampton 3-1 over the 2 legs in the semi-finals. That's your sports update. Good evening. I'm Mike Kimbogua.
Touchdown. Get in the game.
Hope FM, another quality service from Christ, is the answer ministry.
Hope FM. Bubbling under.
Bubbling under.
Fresh from the kitchen.
Yeah, you love me with no complications.
I know you love me without complications. Without complications.
Binachi, Moji Shot Baba, Bila Complication. The first song in our Bubbling Under segment. Go to Twitter right now and vote for that song. The other song we have is
FM. Bubbling Under. Fresh from the kitchen.
Phyllis Music featuring Michael Amani. Yeah, go to Twitter right now at Hope FM Live. We have a poll going there. I see so far one has 60%, the other has 40% on a Pelekana. And I have guests from the RAF. And nimesema the biggest competition, the biggest talent show, and it's more than just a competition kwa sababu even after the competition watu wana pray, wana share petitions.
Come on. Please, I can give Carry a rendition. Kibunza Mike.
Ngoja mnapiga kelele hapa ni kama kuna commotion.
I hope it had a satisfaction.
Bila complication.
Ukikuwa maenda tu tuisha.
Utapata tu solution.
The situation.
Mna prepare talent, interface congregations.
Naka judge nitakuwa tuma adjudication.
Ukimaliza unawapiga nini? Evaluation.
Alafu nakuja daribu nasema what?
Alafu BTI competition ya timu nawapatia do, sio commission. Tunaweza shinda hapa mpaka kesho.
By the way.
You guys are like my type of people, man.
Mimi ningekuwa tu na spoil. Amgeweza
kukill huko chako full stop. Koma.
Keri yako maneno ishi kifika kwake ako like okay,
let's go.
Now what's semi-finals man ni Saturday jo. Hey, najua hapa sasa sijui na kuaje juu mtu amefika semi saa hizi kwanza kuna venye naamini manze kitu iko self esteem iko huko juu. Mna mtu apatia mawaidha kwanza ama counseling before competition ama kutaendaje? Unajua mtu anakuja amejiamini.
I think semi kitu ya muhimu ni wewe kama upige kitu yako venye utaipiga. But at the same time ukipiga ukumbuke it's not a guarantee uta make it because kesho I think bado kuna wasi like half of them itabidi wamechuja ndio tu baki na finalists wa next week sasa. So kuteleza si kuanguka na kushindwa imaanishi huwezi kuwa mshindi, you know. So I think that's the most important thing yenye mtu anafai kukam like akijua naeza kosa but you just have to bring like your A game. For me I was telling them they need to be authentic. What we loved about them when we met them, there was something about them. But along the way, a few of them have lost that thing. They started doing things which other people they are doing. Forgetting, or forgetting, you know, forgetting. It's the authenticity that makes them special and stand out. So I really hope someone can go back to what made me tick. What made me tick. So you don't have to be the same. Like you don't have to showcase the way everyone else is showcasing, the way you think you should be showcasing. But you know, just sticking to your authenticity, as crazy as it is.
Love it.
Stick to your thing.
Man.
But make it bigger.
We have 10 participants and 2 immune. Kuna wawili wali get immunity, wale wenye walikuwa shavutiwa.
Wako finals already.
Wako finals. Hawako finals already. Wako immune for this one. Yani hawakuwa kwa hiyo judgment. So you already yani nikawa walipita. But 2 also got probation. Na hii probation ndio ngori.
Our probation ndo wako on a
because they can't be voted for, so they will not be immune in terms of being voted
Votes,
for. They just have to bring their ilikuwa kama second chance tuseme ama nitakueleza vipi.
Yeah, it's a
So
second
this
chance.
weekend, even me for real standing on the stage as a host, I'm feeling hibijibiji.
Manze inateka toll hata on you guys because these are people ni kama mwalea sasa.
Walking the journey and then now seeing how they've grown and advanced in their talent. Ikifika niyo time ya mchujo uko like pia uko na tension.
Kibunja you baki sometimes hata tumefanya rehearsal then ananiambia ndio nimefika mtaa nikaa 10 kule ulikuwa wapi? Sasa tuko tuna polish it's so hard to just like lenga and just be like there's actually one of the contestants who was singing a bit alikuwa pitchy na off. So nilikuwa na try tu ni nyamaze ama sijui nifanye nini. So nikamwambia have you listened to the music again? Unajua like because you don't want to tell them everything. Ama mtu anakuambia Kerry, can you coach me? I need some to perfect this, and I tell them okay, I can't. It's just too much for me. Like, and also I look like I'll have a bias. I don't want to have a bias.
Yeah, then that's also something else.
Wacha wewe.
But hiyo ni ukweli. Like even for me, I feel like some of them have tried like to reach out to me, like especially on the social media space. But now I'm like, I can't talk to you or interact with you as long as this thing is going on. Because whatever you're asking me, I don't want it to look as though I'm being biased, especially when it comes to making decisions as a judge. So I'm like, we will talk after the rough, then I'll respond. But I'm seeing
now we'll make sure monge now after the rough.
Tutabonga nao man. Unajua sisi tuko kwa hii kazi ya huduma man.
Sasa acha kwanza tuambie wasi semifinals iko kesho. Unaikacha Hope TV. Time ni
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
7 to 9 p.m. Alafu pia mimi nimekuwa nikifuatia pale YouTube. Nimekuwa nikicheki pale hivyo pia. But tufike pale Hope TV. Manze ni semi sawa to wako tu fiti manze. Alafu support because also naona mnaweka kwa wase wapigie kura. So ni vizuri pia ukicheki unaona mtu anaweza unampigia kura. Kush, when all this is imepita, what do you want to be like your greatest satisfaction in all this, manze?
I think for me it's I'd say I'd really want them to understand that just because this was not that stage, that it doesn't mean that they can't do it and they can't make it on other platforms. Because you see a lot of times something else, maybe they don't move away from God because this was not it. Because sometimes inaweza kwa mtu amekuwa heartbroken because akushinda, and then what happens is I think talent yangu acha nipatiane kwa dunia, kwa sababu you're only looking at now, but you just never know, maybe God needed you in this platform to learn something, to meet some people, to be seen by some, because maybe somewhere in the near future you'll go somewhere and you'll say I was there, they'll be like I remember you, then that can become another opportunity. Because for me, I've seen God working in my life, so I say this, you just never know. If God gives you an opportunity and gets you to a particular level, you never know who's watching. My life has been like that. Every place God puts me, there's always a reason. Like a few years later, a few months later, you're like, that is why that had to happen. That is why. It's always like a long-term plan with him.
Mtaja dunia, kuna mtu aliniambia Chris, dunia ni gunia.
Tulia.
Hakunielezea sana lakini akaniambia dunia, kufuata ya dunia ni kama kupuliza gunia. Kibunja, umekuwa host manze. Nini una admire sana kwa watu hii after this competition?
What I love is the work they put behind their presentations. So because I'm always here siku ya rehearsals, Leo Friday, and when I'm free on Saturdays I come early, because the work they put in is what now I speak to them and tell them, don't stop this thing. Having been in the industry for like 12 years, niko like, manze yangu ilianza kulipa on the 7th year. And now that kuna platform from your 7th year, whatever I was doing in those 7 years, now nimeongeza more pressure and more work. So I tell them, it's not about the winning, it's not about your presentation today, it's what you've learned through this journey. So make sure kwa hii journey we enjoy the destination, ama enjoy the process as much as you plan to enjoy the destination.
Nice one.
I love it.
That's a
Kerry.
good one.
I love it. Hata ukiniuliza hivyo na feel kama kuna some people hapo wako represented kama the coaches. Kuna wenye wana work nao individually. And even today we talk about something interesting. I don't know, is this private information? But you see, for example, last week they were using like background vocals. So when they're using background vocals, it's a whole new dynamic. So they're learning such skill that will be able to lead them to be able to perform, you know, even in different kind of spaces. Si place yenye tu una perform peke yako. So me, I'm looking forward to find to meeting skilled ministers who can be able to be called to any platform, whether it is in you know, in State House, whether it's abroad, that this person can come put together a show, put together administration. I find it so hard to say a show because every single one is very impactful to the heart. And so I'm looking forward also for a holistic person. Mtu anajua kudeal na watu, mtu anajua kudeal na disappointments, joys, mtu anajua kudeal na skill yake na kuiharness na mtu anaweza accept challenges because after this week we have a challenge. We're doing the international challenge, so it's gonna be really interesting. Last week you saw it was Kenyan, so there's also a challenge. So someone who can take up a challenge and say, you know what, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna get it done. And they actually do it. Now they have so much support, by the way. If it's support, 100%. We are there, we're delivering it. But in the future, you have to put together your own band or make friends now. Na ukwenele band utacheza nayo mpaka uko mbele. I saw one of the artists this week had background vocalists from people who had left the
The whole competition,
Was it Mike Mickey?
Mickey Msanii.
Mickey Msanii.
Hiyo ni connections already.
Exactly, came with 47 as his BVs.
Nice one.
So it was so holistic and so cute. Like I was just like, we've done something. Even though we closed today, tumefanya.
Man.
Yeah.
My biggest desire is to see these talents just serving God, you know, in the future,
Amen.
in a few years to come. Like we play their music here and we say we alikuwa the rough
Imagine.
the rough like hata Kibunja napata unapiga collab na kijana unajua mali mulipatana
ile song yangu na Akimana ni gani? Nilisahau hiyo tune.
Ndakukumbusha watu wanaweza chukua copyright, watu ndakukumbusha offer mtu wangu.
Acha tuende business alafu tutamaliza hii story hapa hivi. Niliambiwa sasa kuna kwa kumoto kumewaka.
Mambo yamechemka.
The Business Line. It's just business.
Good evening. Let's take a look at business. I'm Tess Njenga. U.S. President Joe Biden has said that Washington is appointing former MasterCard CEO Ajay Banga to lead the World Bank after its current head, David Malpass, announced plans of his early resignation. The selection of candidates has begun in a process set to end March 29th, with the bank saying female candidates are strongly encouraged. Banga is an American with an Indian origin and currently serves as vice chairman equity firm at the General Atlantic. His appointment comes amid a push for development lenders to reform and address global problems such as environmental issues more effectively. Over 100 fish farmers in Lugari Sub-County, Kakamega County have received 21.5 tons of fish feeds to ramp up their production capacity. The project was supported by Aquaculture Business Development Program, a project funded by the Kenyan government and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, with the goals of lowering poverty, boosting food security, and enhancing nutritional status in rural communities. Speaking during the distribution exercise at Lumakanda, the sub-county fisheries officer Caleb Sifuna urged residents to diversify and embrace fish farming not just as an income-generating activity, but also due to the nutritional value of fish. And Octagon Africa has today announced a roadmap to support employers in implementing the National Social Security Fund NSSF Act 2013 ahead of the first remittance at the end of February 2023. During a stakeholders engagement forum with various corporates, employers, county government officials, among other stakeholders, the company presented a detailed framework to support employers with the contracting out process of Tier 2 contributions. Speaking during the forum, Octagon Africa Group CEO Fred Waswa said that it is essential that employers take note of the newly published NSSF contributions retirement and ensure full compliance. That's business. Good evening. I'm Tess Njenga.
The Bizline. It's just business.
Listen and live on 93.3 FM in Nairobi, 93.9 Western Kenya, and 101.9 Mombasa.
The Hope FM Wayfinder, helping you get unstuck in traffic.
Look at the roads, Langata Road, small patches of traffic, couple Timol roundabout ndo naona kumeshikana kidogo. Ngong Road is bumper to bumper, especially around these roundabout, days roundabout there, but so to stretch to check hata watu wa Ngong town huko pia this Ngata Rongai pia kushikana, and if you follow that route you come to Langata Road. Now you know how those sites look like. Mombasa Road kuzuri when you get to Machakos County, watu ya Gitengela, Teva huko ndo naona kumeshikana. Let's look the traffic build up. I see also Githurai kuna traffic hapo. There's Ruiru bypass there, some traffic also there, and this is on the highway, it's not on the side of Eastern bypass. So the roads look like watu mfike salama. If there's any incident or accident you want me to report here, 20933 is my SMS number, or 0717 400 555. And some few minutes left. I have these guys mpaka saa 12, so I have 8 minutes here with this crew from the RAF, and we've just been telling you about what is happening, and I hope you guys are gonna tune in and watch the semi-finals and support the talent. And next time when we tell you these things are happening here, mnajua, there's a young guy aliniandikia akaniambia nyinyi labda hata mnatudanganya, wewe alipoteza opportunity hivyo a talented person, by the way hakukam ngambia tokea LD hakutokea, but I saw one of my mentees there alikutokea LD pale akapiga mambo. Niliona rudi nyumbani, lakini nilimpigia makofi nikamwambia thank you madam.
Unaambie you of little faith.
Yeah. Next time if we do this, and I know we're gonna do this again, it's gonna be woo. Kush.
Yes.
What should people expect? As you represent the judges, what should people expect from tomorrow's semi-finals?
Of course, tomorrow it's gonna be tougher. It's gonna be rougher. And we are going to be very keen about everything. As we started out, when we had to pick a bigger number, we used to be very lenient. So we would look at some things and we're like, it doesn't really matter. But right now, with you trip, we're looking at you like, yeah, because we have to chop the tree. Yes. We need to keep on chopping until we get to the cherry at the top. So definitely tomorrow it's gonna be tougher, and we'll have some hearts broken. But we bless the Lord that it's not final. It's just that's the end of your journey, but you'll begin a new journey uko mbele. And of course there's going to be a challenge, because Kerry was saying tomorrow it's gonna be different. They've been I'm actually anticipating to see what they do tomorrow, because I was hearing that challenge and I'm like, wow, this is Kumoro. So that is gonna be crazy. So I hope they bring their A game. We are going to be very strict tomorrow. Tomorrow we are not playing with time. Tomorrow we are not playing with
2.5 minutes.
We are you come on stage, bring your A game, and once you're done, we will decide after that. Yes. But tomorrow is not playing, because we only have one more show to go.
Let me encourage them. After tomorrow ni 500k.
By the way,
that's it.
That's it.
Yes.
Kibunja.
Yes.
Manze mnafanya job poa sana.
Nashukuru.
Kuna zile apron unavaa apron tena kesho. To expect nini kesho?
Kesho ni
Luku ni moto.
Number 1, number 2. Ni kureda hota fire. Hota reda fire go ban.
Okay.
Collabo loading.
Na Kerry.
Na Kush.
Amenikaishia collabo dem.
Alikuwa na shida.
Karisi sema kweli. Karisi sema kweli wanyamaza.
Nyamaza tu juu umenikaishia collabo.
Niko kwako. So I shall up.
Kimya kitande.
Na my dad is listening. Unaweza kuniambia kimya. Daddy.
Baba Kerry, asante.
For keeping it Hope FM after si yuko. Daddy wewe.
Unajua tuko tusha connect na mzai.
From 4 to 7 pm unafaa kuwa unanipigia simu.
Kuna watu introduce kwa family members wako. Sisi ni wale wasio kitu introduce. Tunateka unasikia gamadhe anasema nimeongea na Karisi. Kesho to expect nini mama?
Kesho first of all to expect a great production. Ningependa ku highlight we have an excellent production team. Niko sure umekuwa ukiona shots za majibu na matruck na madoli na ma aerial shots. Huku we're all playing. I have set up pia itakuwa moto. Tuko na so many VIPs who will be coming in as well tomorrow. Just to watch and just to tell us, you know what, I'm here. Other than that, on stage, of course, Kibunja and I will be bringing fire. We have also artists that are going to be coming to perform. Tuko ile segment ya artists, na pia tuko na segment ya administration. So it's not only, yes, kuna ile part ya the, the rough, that's the main part. But we do want people to be inspired. We want people to hear the word of God. And the word of God is full of life.
Yes.
And so we never cease to do that. So also you get to hear a word, you get to see a great, actually let me say, great ministers who will also be coming in just to fill it up. And when you see the ministers are there, ati niwapatie secret, nobody knows this. But the judges wanakonga mali kwa kona, maze wamepigana. So by the time wanarudingi wanakuwa na results. So pray for the judges, intercede for them because they have a really hard job to do. Pray for Kibunja is the hype man, maze anatupatia psych hapo, tuna dance before, alafu even after when the camera goes off, it's like another 1 hour of dancing in there. So it's normally a full party. So expect great performances, expect great hosts, expect excellent judging and quality judging. This time, by the way, hakuna ile attitude emotions. Oh God, I was so happy. Akusha tafu kusema, I liked this and this and this. So vile amesema tu, it's gonna be very cutthroat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Msiwaambie waende walime. Sijoi sawa.
I'm sorry. Wewe Karisa, I'm so sorry.
Ni wasanii tu naonaga. Singine ngeke kwa DM buda tulikusikia nko uko na jembe wewe.
Kush apologize on behalf of all judges who have hurt anyone.
You guys are doing a good. Also Helen has done a very good job with
Helen mtawali.
Manzi amewapiga polishing mbaya.
Big up Coach Josh extra.
Wanaingia kwa narudi wameiva.
Na Peter man. Kwa fiti. So guys, kesho saa 1 mpaka saa 3 Hope TV usiku, by the way, Hope TV the rough semi-finals. What is at stake? Tumeongelea 500k. Manze ni nusu milioni. Ukiangalia like na kuna 300k.
How many people are you eliminating tomorrow? 7.
Yeah.
About 7.
Yeah.
So only 5 are going. So 7 people.
Mimi ningekuwa competition sasa, ningekuwa naambia vijana to agree to hapa inside, whoever gets this tunagawana. Tugawane, tusitoke bure. Anyway, we wish all those guys all the best. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I'm gonna come watch the semis. Tutakuwa tu mahali hivi.
Tupiga shout out.
Nitako wewe utaniona labda Jay alie. Lakini nitakuwa hapo hivyo. And you guys are, you know what, you don't know what you guys have done. Wacha hii ishe. And then you see the kind of talents zenye mtakuwa mmeleta. And I believe hata heaven manze kuna mahali mmeandikiwa. Huyu minister alipitia kwa mkono wenu. Huyu minister alipitia kwa mkono wenu. And may God bless you.
Can people follow us please on our social media platforms at the Rough KE?
Sai.
Go ahead and follow us at the Rough KE. And also number 2, if you don't know Jesus Christ, man, I don't know what you're doing, man. Kwa Yesu kumegrow, kuna bamba, and we can't live here without saying that because I'm saying it's 30 seconds to 6 p.m. We just have to tell you that you must make a decision for Jesus today. It's a great place. I don't know if you listen to us na matatu ama coincidentally tu kwa mahali. Wacha tuambie kuna raha tupu.
Ukweli.
Yeah.
Ukweli. Unataka kusema nini?
Just the way you say it, kwa Yesu kuna raha. You know, I tell people this. I've been in the world of, and saying in Akanga, it's like the way to go. But the truth is, the only way to God, it's through Jesus Christ. Hakuna shortcut. Hakuna njia ingi. Hakuna kichochoro. Wezi pita na dirisha. Mlango ni moja. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Awesome. And no one goes to the Father except through Him. Amen. Amen.
Ndio hiyo.
Yeah.
Mimi nasikia kulia. Unaishia.
Tuonane kesho Karis by the way uko show up.
Tutaona nitakam.
Tukuwekee kiti. Tafadhali protocol. I know you're listening.
Mwenye alini-invite nikimwambia nitakam siwezi mwangusha.
Okay.
Sasa si tungekuinvite tu ni.
Ungetuangusha
hata mimi siwezi waangusha. Hata mimi nyinyi siwezi waangusha. And thank you so much for the talent to expose, man. When I see hata spoken word kwa platform ka hizo, man, I'm like yeah. Nikisikia ma rappers wanapiga mambo zao pale, I'm like yo, finally. God bless you.
Such an honor.